Hey, Dr. Anica here, and welcome to a new episode of What You Readin'? Today, we'll be talking about the book Outliers, The Story of Success by Malcolm Gladwell. This wonderfully written book attempts to settle the debate of whether greatness is born or nurtured. By studying the profiles of the best and the brightest among us, Malcolm reveals that the secret of their greatness may not be as elusive as we once thought. As always, I've got 3 points that I want to share with you. Point number 1, opportunity matters. Success is often defined as opportunity meets preparation, and in this book, Malcolm shows us that opportunities come in all shapes and sizes. Opportunity is not just the seed money that you need to launch your startup, but it might also be that boring dead-end job that allows you to do your homework without interruption, or the library that just happens to be 2 blocks from your house. Opportunities are all around us, and even if we don't see them as such in the moment, stewarding them well could very much be the bedrock of success later. Point number 2, end false equivalencies. You might have heard someone say, well, you got the same 24 hours that Beyonce has, so why don't you do more with your time? That's true. You do have the same 24 hours that Beyonce has, but upon closer inspection, you might see that you may not possess the same opportunities and resources that Beyonce has, and as a result, she'll likely always outpace you in terms of productivity. It's that same kind of thinking that we can see people using when they make comparisons across groups, and it leads them to sort of simplify issues of racial inequity and systemic inequity into a matter of personal ambition. They might look at a poor white person rising to prominence in society and say, well, if you can do that, why couldn't this poor Latin person do the same thing? But when we think that way, we kind of fail to consider the nuance and the structure of our society, and missing those pieces is missing very critical, important information. Malcolm shows us that it's both the person and the society in which they live that helps to shape the outcome. It's not necessarily one or the other. Point number 3, you have what it takes. The inspiring message of this book is that we all have what it takes to be an outlier, a success story. The tendency to dismiss or diminish whole groups of people based on an identity factor like their race, for example, is so misguided. It leads to not only horrendous acts of oppression, but it robs society the opportunity and the riches that these people and these groups have to offer all of us. So there you have it, my 3 takeaways from this book. Now, while this book doesn't talk about race in the way that so many of the other books I typically recommend do, I do believe that it offers a bit of a fresh lens and a new way of conversing about race. It helps to underscore that racism comes at a high cost, and we could be so much further along as a society if we just worked to dismantle the systems that hold us back. I really recommend that you read it. Talk to you soon. Bye.